Our changing Earth. Internal forces. The Earth's surface is highly uneven and irregular. The surface of the Earth is being shaped and reshaped by external and internal forces. These forces are varied and they affect the face of the Earth differently. Forces of the Earth. There are two types of forces which cause movement in or on the Earth's surface. These forces are endogenetic forces, exogenetic forces, endogenetic forces. The forces which are active inside the Earth are known as endogenetic forces, also called constructional forces. Exogenetic forces. The forces that work on the surface of the Earth are called exogenetic forces. Endogenetic or internal forces make the Earth's surface uneven, which is balanced by the exogenetic or external forces. These are also known as destructional forces. Plate tectonics theory. Plate tectonics theory has been put forward to explain the changing face of the Earth. According to this theory, the outer layer of the Earth, the lithosphere, is divided into a number of plates that move around the Earth's surface, relative to each other, like slabs of ice on a lake. These plates float on upper mantle, called the asthenosphere. This theory explains most of the features of the Earth's surface. It explains earthquake, volcanoes, and mountain building. Endogenetic forces. These forces sometimes produce sudden movements and at other times produce slow movements. Sudden movements like earthquakes and volcanoes cause mass destruction over the surface of the Earth. Volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or opening in the Earth's crust through which heated material, consisting of gases, water, liquid magma, and pieces of rocks are ejected. The pool of magma which is located deep inside the Earth is called magma chamber. The neck through which lava comes out is called the volcanic vent. It is connected by magma chamber. The opening at the top of the mountain is called the crater. Fujiyama in Japan and Vesuvius in Italy are important volcanoes. This natural activity is known as volcanism. Volcanoes release magma, which is molten rock, from the mantle that pushes its way through cracks of the surface. It is mainly formed from basalt and granite rocks. When this magma rises slowly to the Earth's surface, it is called lava. By different facts, it is proved that the volcanicity is caused due to the presence of molten rocks inside the Earth, in which silicate quantity is more with vapor and gases. The temperature of magma is from 500 degrees Celsius to 1400 degrees Celsius. Types of volcanoes. Volcanoes are not always active. On the basis of eruption, volcanoes can be classified as active volcanoes. These volcanoes constantly eject volcanic lavas, gases, ashes, and fragmental materials. It is estimated that there are about more than 500 active volcanoes in the world. Etna, Italy, and Stromboli, Lipari Island of the Mediterranean Sea are the most significant examples of such volcanoes. Dormant volcanoes. These are very dangerous and violent volcanoes as they remain dormant, inactive, after their eruptions for some time. And also there are no indications for future eruptions. They erupt very violently, all of a sudden, and cause enormous damage to human health and wealth. For example, Vesuvius volcano in Italy is a dormant volcano. Extinct volcanoes. These volcanoes are considered extinct when there are no indications of future eruption. The craters of these volcanoes are filled up with water, which gives rise to lakes. For example, Kohi Sultan of Iran. Effects of volcanoes. Volcanoes have both harmful and beneficial effects. They are very dangerous for human and animal life. Poisonous gases which eject out from volcanoes pollute the environment and cause acid rain. Volcanic eruption is beneficial because it provides fertile lava, soil, minerals, and forms several beautiful landforms like cones, plateaus, crater lakes, and geysers. Earthquakes. An earthquake is a vibration or oscillation that moves through the earth and over its surface. It is caused by disturbance that originates inside the earth. One of the causes of earthquakes is the movement of the molten rock inside the earth's crust. The place where an earthquake originates first is called focus. It is always hidden inside the earth, but its depth varies from place to place. The place on the ground or earth's surface where the seismic waves are recorded first is called epicenter. It is just above or perpendicular to the focus. The waves generated by an earthquake are called seismic waves, which are recorded by an instrument called seismograph or seismometer at the epicenter. The science that deals with the seismic waves is called seismology, measuring the magnitude of an earthquake. The magnitude or intensity of the energy released by an earthquake is measured on a Richter scale, invented by Charles F. Richter in 1935. The number indicating magnitude or intensity on the Richter scale ranges between 0 and 9. The earthquake that measures 6 or 6 onwards on the Richter scale are considered to be destructive for life and property. World distribution of earthquakes. Earthquakes are mainly associated with the weaker and isostatically disturbed areas of the globe. Most of the earthquakes occur in the zones of young-fold mountains, the zones of fracturing and faulting, the zones of active volcanoes, along the different plate boundaries, etc. The world's major earthquake belts are Circum-Pacific Belt, this belt surrounding the Pacific Ocean, Mid-Continental Belt. Epicenters of this zone are located along the alpine Himalayan chains of Eurasia and Northern Africa, and it also includes the epicenters of East African Fault, Mid-Atlantic Belt. This belt represents the earthquakes located along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and its offshoots. Effects of earthquakes. When an earthquake is of high intensity, it causes great harmful effects, like it may cause landslides in hilly areas, alter the course of a river flowing there, or may lead to floods in that region. Earthquakes taking place on the ocean floor may cause tsunami waves. These are very huge waves that can submerge islands and the coastal regions in the affected location. The greatest damage during an earthquake is the falling buildings and structures built by human beings. Therefore, in earthquake-prone regions, buildings should be made earthquake-resistant under the expert guidance of qualified engineers and architects. An earthquake cannot be predicted as there is no technology for it. So people living in the seismic region should be made aware of the aspects of earthquakes, and the protection measures should be taken at the time of earthquakes. Protective measures during earthquakes. Protective measures must be taken to save lives during an earthquake. If you are indoor, take shelter under a strong desk, table, or against the corner of a room, etc. Stay far away from anything that could fall, such as furniture, glass window, heavy machines, etc. Do not use lifts or elevators. Always keep a disaster safety kit ready, with money, medicines, and some non-perishable food items in it.